Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Sarah, and my partner Dan. We're a movie podcast and we cover 8 films per season on a specific theme. Now, we swear, we chat major spoilers, and we occasionally cover triggering topics, so please do use listener discretion. If you like what we do and want to support us, consider hitting 5 stars on Spotify, or maybe subscribing or even reviewing on your platform of choice. We also have a Patreon with a free tier for lineups and updates, and 2 paid tiers with extra content and early ad-free uploads. Right, on with the show.
Right, Sarah. Right.
Dan.
Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
It's brass tacks. I like that phrase. Let's get down to business and brass tacks. That's what I'm suggesting that we do both of those things now.
Okay.
Right now, while we discuss episode 7 of 8 of your true crime season, Sarah. What are we covering today?
We are covering The Chaser.
That's right.
From South Korea.
That's right. Another Korean movie. Welcome to Sarah's movies you've never heard of, but you must have seen till you die. Top 100.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
Sarah does the film nerd stuff at people. You've probably never heard of this movie. That's why Sarah chose it.
I hate that.
Yeah. You are the finder of all Korean movies. For me, you are, anyway.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
This was a first-time watch for both of us, though.
Mm.
I am a big fan of Korean movies, but this one had somehow escaped me thus far.
Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll have a bit of a first impressions discussion then, rather than someone coming at it from, I love this movie and you should love it too.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Did you know that this is the 4th movie in a season where the director, where it's their feature credit, it's their first...
I didn't know that.
First movie, yeah.
Until about 2 days ago.
Mm.
Because I knew, right, apologies up top for all the horrendous pronunciations that we're bound to get wrong this episode. But this is directed by Na Hong-jin, who directed The Wailing, which I absolutely freaking love. I love that movie so much. You were less enamored with it?
I liked it. I
Okay.
looked that up, looking at the director's filmography this afternoon. Naturally fell on The Wailing. You introduced me to that. I'd given it 4 stars.
Oh, wow.
So it might have just been one of those where it was so long, but it was really good. But I don't know how often I'll go and revisit it sort of situations.
Fair.
But yeah, we first directors, a bunch this season, they lean towards true crime for some reason. For their first credit, you got Justin Cazell from Snowtown, who did Snowtown, Kimberly Pierce for Boys Don't Cry, Patty Jenkins for Monster, and now Na Hong-jin for The Chaser.
Yeah.
It is, I think maybe we discussed it a little bit in Boys Don't Cry, but directors leaning towards a true crime, to the true crime space for their first feature, something to do with licensing probably.
Potentially, yeah.
Like you find a story that's really interesting, you sort of unpack it yourself. You do the Always Sunny in Philadelphia thing with the string, the Charlie bit.
Yeah.
Where you're doing an investigation, you unravel all facets of the case, which is what I'm sure you do with most of your true crime movies. I'm trying to fill air a lot here. You can probably tell.
Are you saying I'm insane?
You are a bit insane, certainly, but I don't think you would be the sort of person to claim that you're not insane.
I'm perfectly sane. I don't know what you're talking about.
So now you have a problem. I think if you can recognise that you're not fully sane, I think that says a lot about you. I think it means that you're actually a good person.
Oh no.
I feel like I'm sort of dancing around something here, and I want to get the elephant out in the room, maybe.
Okay.
Let's talk about the big elephant that's in the room right now.
Go on.
I thought this movie was quite boring. So, I've been thinking about it a bit for the last couple of days.
Yep.
And I'm sort of struggling to get my head around why, outside of it being, I just don't like police stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm sort of unraveling nonsense off the top of my brain. And
that's what you always
it
do.
might just be, but it's a bit more this time, I think, because I just don't know what to say about this movie. It was a bit boring, wasn't it?
Well, luckily, I've got more to say than that because I quite enjoyed it. Well, okay, let's get this out of the way. Enjoyed is not the correct term. I didn't enjoy it in the traditional sense. I didn't find it, oh, this is so entertaining. What fun escapism. Like, I didn't enjoy it like that, but I thought it was a very good film. Hot take.
Okay, that seems to be the general consensus.
It does, which is why I was quite excited to watch it, and that's why I included it in the season.
I was quite excited to watch it too. I think the last Korean movie we covered was I Saw the Devil.
It might be the only other Korean movie we've covered.
Oh, is it really? The only one?
That's surprising.
So. Stay tuned for Sarah's next season. Well, should we drop in another Korean movie you've never heard of called The Host?
You've definitely heard of it.
Yeah.
So you were looking forward to it as well. I think it's always fun to include a first-time watch for both of us because they can tend to go one of two ways. Like there might be a king of comedy, which was a really pleasant surprise, and a bit of a Scorsese hole was filled that day. But you didn't get along with this one so much.
No, not so much. And I think maybe part of that was I was quite hyped for it because out of the Korean movies you've shown me, it's like the cream rises to the top or whatever. So naturally the first ones you're going to introduce me to are sort of knockout movies. We Saw the Devil. I Saw the Devil?
I Saw the Devil. I mean...
Did you see the devil?
I did, yeah. We saw the devil.
We saw the devil together.
Yeah.
We saw the devil.
This is so confusing.
See the devil together.
Well, the problem is that we sort of started with that one. And I think that's one of the best movies sort of made in the last 15 years. So, yeah, expectations are potentially going to be an issue going forward.
Maybe this will be the film that sort of adjusted those expectations for me because I was like, oh, a Korean police murder thing. Where it's about a murderer and police are presumably trying to catch said murderer.
Presumably.
I wonder when someone's going to get kicked in the head.
Scott Adkins isn't in this.
No. But people do get kicked in the head in I Saw the Devil? Did I saw the devil? Yeah,
you did. You saw the devil.
But collectively we saw it.
Yeah.
Together. That was so exciting, that movie. I'm not going to give anything away here in case the listener hasn't seen it, but it's just jaw on the floor. Like every 10 minutes there's a new thing and it's like, oh bloody hell, where is this movie going? And maybe that's just sort of set my expectations, I wouldn't even say high, but just to a certain I need some kind of element. I feel like I'm needing some kind of element of surprise or whatever, and I didn't really get that from this.
So it's interesting you say that. Obviously the chaser predates I Saw the Devil. And funnily enough, I actually think I Saw the Devil owes quite a bit to The Chaser, and also to a film called Memories of Murder.
That's a Joong-ho joint, isn't it?
It's one I keep seeing mentioned, but again has escaped me somehow. It does get compared to The Chaser a fair bit. So perhaps that's got something to do with it. I wonder if you'd seen The Chaser first. That would have...
Maybe, because it does... it sort of subverts a lot of that genre stuff, I think.
Well, this is it. This is what I mean. Like it has quite a lot of parallels with I Saw the Devil, I think.
Yeah.
And the Wailing, in fact, as well. Like there's a lot of corrupt and inept police, and structurally and thematically, I think they've all got a lot in common. But yeah, I think that I don't know if it's Korean films in general, although I guess the more I watch, the more I find that this is true, is that they just don't have the same structure as Western movies, as the sort of things we expect.
Yeah.
Or Midnight was another one that I think it has a lot in common with.
Midnight was the other serial killer one we watched, wasn't it? A couple of 3 years ago.
Of cat and mouse thing.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few similarities between those as well.
There was a Squid Games in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
no Squid Games in this.
There's no Squid Games in this, no. But yeah, I do wonder if by the time we got to this, you'd sort of grown accustomed to the story beats. that you find in Korean
Good
stuff.
old Canadian bacon movies.
Yeah.
Do you watch Due South? It's got a Canadian dog in it, and there's a big Mountie with a big hat and a red suit, and he says, "Thank you kindly."
The RCMP.
Yeah. What does that mean? What did I just agree to?
Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Oh, right, yeah.
Mounties.
Are they real?
Yeah.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
Cultural differences.
I wonder what would happen if one of those Canadian Mountie police went to work for like a hard New York police department and had like a Italian-American partner. And
what if Brendan Fraser was involved?
I mean, you could get Brendan Fraser involved, couldn't you? He did play a Mountie in a movie, didn't he?
Yeah, he did Dudley Do Right.
He did Dudley Do Right. Oh no, it's been done already. We've got to get Anthony LaPaglia in it somewhere, I think.
He's getting on a bit now, though.
Yeah, but so he can be the police chief. He can be the one that's shouting at the Mountie for destroying all of the horses or whatever.
Sure.
So in The Chaser then, I really like that bit where there's no Canadian stuff in it at all.
Yeah.
Which is...
I think you got about 5 minutes out of my Freudian slip there.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? You might be onto something there. The bar is set so high by I Saw the Devil.
Yeah.
By that movie that perhaps it's going to be very difficult for anything to live up to that, which is unfair.
And unfortunate.
Yeah, but maybe also like, I don't know, is that sort of a little bit like going to watch Scream before you've watched any other slasher movie? It's sort of built on a lot of stuff before that. So it's subverting expectations, but you've got to be familiar with those to, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, police procedural stuff just is not it doesn't float your boat at all.
Not really.
So
I haven't watched a Bill in decades. I couldn't tell you what Reg Ellis is doing these days.
I don't think he could.
Eating a boiled egg.
But yeah, I think maybe that's a bit of a sticking point for you as well. That's a bit of an obstacle to overcome.
Being bored by a big boring movie.
He's back from Morocco, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the same room again, so I can give him the tired, disapproving glances in person.
Death eyes. You've got to fucking edit this. I don't know why you do it to yourself. I'm sorry, you were making a point.
I've forgotten. It's gone. So we open here with a lady going to meet a man and then going into a house and never being seen again. Which, I mean, woman alone at night meeting a strange man never bodes well. So I'm not shocked that that's how they opened.
Yeah, I suppose they're setting the scene.
Yeah.
There.
And we get a very dramatic title card and music. And then we meet our protagonist, who's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. I forget names in this movie.
Same. I'm never very good at character names.
I'm also underprepared for this episode.
Oh, good.
Kim Yoon-seok, Jung-ho.
Jung-ho, right.
Jung-ho, right. So from this point forward, he should be named as Jung-ho, as named by me just now.
Joong-ho goes gung-ho.
Yeah, he sort of doesn't though, does he? Which is what
he does a bit.
I wanted him to go full Banderas and get like a guitar full of guns. And shooting the guitars. The guitar becomes a rocket launcher.
So I've penciled this in for this season because it's based on a true crime case.
True.
And I feel like if they'd gone as far as to conceal weapons in guitar cases, it may have taken away from the fact that this was real.
Maybe a bit disrespectful.
And very tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit disrespectful, Dan.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I keep forgetting that sort of, you know. I'm like, oh, we're really explosions and stuff, but then I have to bring myself back down and be like, oh, this is a real thing though.
Well, I think because this is the only sort of non-Western movie on the lineup, we're perhaps, at least one of us, has been more familiar with the actual crimes that the movie was based on. Like, everybody's heard about Tonya Harding. Everybody's heard about Eileen Wuornos. But I was not unfamiliar with the Raincoat Killer from South Korea.
You was not unfamiliar?
No, I was unfamiliar.
Right.
I the only time I'd ever heard of that case is in connection with the film.
Right, okay.
And I guess that's normal. Like, that sort of stuff just doesn't get reported on quite as much over here.
Yeah, could be the case. It's interesting that you didn't know much about it. Why is it? Do you know why he was called the Raincoat Killer?
I'm guessing because he wore a raincoat. Look, I don't know.
I mean, that would be my guess as well.
If this film and The Wailing is anything to go by, it rains a lot in South Korea.
Yeah. There was a lot of rain in that movie too, was there?
It's a hell of a lot of rain, yeah.
There was a lot of rain in this movie. It kept, just made me keep thinking about Seven and thinking I'd rather be watching that movie now. But the rain definitely felt like a big feature. And I don't think that, but they didn't really make a big deal about him being the Raincoat Killer in the movie, did they? They sort of...
No, they didn't call him that at any point.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I don't believe we ever saw him in a raincoat.
I presume it's just because it was raining.
Yeah.
And he likes doing the murders in the rain.
Sure.
Therefore, Raincoat Killer.
Be weird otherwise.
What if he was wearing a vest?
Like, the vest killer.
A gilet?
A gilet killer.
The gilet killer. Doesn't have the same...
No, it doesn't work.
Ominous ring, does it? Like,
it doesn't.
Raincoat is a piece of clothing that's kind of... I don't know, it's very specific. Like, you only wear it one time a year, maybe, where it's really raining a lot.
Yeah, and if you're a horror movie fan like me, you associate with things like Stephen King's It or Don't Look Now.
Right.
So it's got negative connotations for me.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned King because I kept thinking about the opening scene of It.
Yeah.
And what was the other one you mentioned? Don't Look Now is a great, Paul. We're going to do a season of raincoats in movies. But the raincoat is just a weird piece of... I'm pulling...
You're filibustering again.
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
The raincoat is a very strange piece of clothing, isn't it, Sarah, when you think about it?
It's not that strange if it rains a lot. It makes perfect sense.
It's very useful. I'm not saying it's not useful, but it's an ominous piece of clothing.
Yeah.
And you don't wear it much.
Good talk.
Yeah. I wear a gilet every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've never seen you in a gilet.
You have seen me in one now, Sarah. Look at it. It's nice.
That's not a gilet.
Blue. It's a gilet. It's got
It's a gilet with
bits.
sleeves.
Yeah.
Also known as a jumper.
It's got that puffy collar bit that goes around your neck.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you've got a big neck.
You look like a Tory.
Do I? That's maybe the worst thing you've ever said to me. And you called me the C word.
Don't say it like that.
You have.
You've called me the C word.
I didn't say I hadn't called you the C word.
And it's always been 100% of the time.
True.
It's been in jest.
Oh, right, yeah. Factually accurate is what I would have said at the end of that sentence.
When are you going back to Morocco?
3 days.
So this is also 2 films that we've done in a row about sex workers. Except, and neither of them were directed by Sean Baker, which is interesting these days.
And the last film we covered was House of Gucci.
Oh, shit.
It was 2 weeks ago.
I keep forgetting because we recorded them out of order.
Yeah, I could have let that go then.
Damn it. But it's interesting to me that this is sort of the inverse of that.
How so?
Well, that was a sex worker that was killing people. This is somebody who's killing sex workers.
Yeah. And is that the motive? Like, what's going on here? Did he just want to kill, and that seemed to be the most he felt the best way of getting away with it?
In the research that I've done, yes, the theory is corroborated by the killer himself in his quite thorough confession. He targeted elderly, wealthy couples to begin with. And the thinking behind that was that he was just jealous of their circumstances, because that was coming off the back of a really precarious period for the people of Korea, where the gap between the haves and the have-nots widened. Yeah,
we saw that documentary earlier, didn't we? It's sort of saying it was set in the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. This thing took place. I know, coming off the back of a huge economic crash, apparently, which I had never heard of. And I guess, did we get that contextually, though, in the film? Like, what?
Not really,
we
no.
didn't really, did we?
No.
Maybe it would have been nice to have a bit of that. Of world building, maybe.
I don't know. I kind of respect the movie because it didn't get bogged down in that. Because what I mean when I say Korean films are sort of structurally interesting compared to, like, say, a Hollywood movie with standard story beats that you can almost predict. In this, the killer's apprehended half an hour in a 2-hour plus movie. So there's no mystery. There's never any, did he do it? Who's the killer? There's no police investigation as such. So I don't know. I quite like that because it's a bit different.
See, they're the things that I kind of had an issue with, I think.
Right.
Because, like, you're right. It does subvert expectations quite heavily. But as you say, you sort of get half an hour into the movie, he's caught, he's confessing to the murders. You imagine that the victim that we saw go to the house, you think she's dead. She's not. Like, it's revealed half an hour later that she's actually still alive. But at that point, I believe she was dead anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So at the half an hour point, he's caught, she's dead in my mind. What's the rest of this movie?
Yeah.
Like, are we just finding bodies at this point? Where's the tension? And I think at the point where we found out she was alive, I was sort of back in a little bit, but too little too late, really. There was like half an hour of sort of just meandering around. And there was bits to enjoy, like the traffic jam, for example. Another example where someone got found out because of a road traffic accident.
Yeah.
In Summer of Sam, it was just a parking ticket,
Yeah.
I believe, wasn't it? Simple crimes lead to simple, long...
Simple crimes lead to complex arrests?
Yeah. And
let's go with
cases that we're going to put on television.
Yeah.
For everyone to pick a side and go, he's right. About everything.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of, it lacked the tension, it lacked the mystery element. It sort of felt just 2 hours of a bloke walking around not really knowing what he's doing, and I didn't find it that enjoyable to watch as an experience. I found it quite slow, and I was quite looking forward to it being over.
Okay.
I suppose the things that you're saying that you liked, that it sort of did things very differently, I didn't like, because it didn't have enough to sort of keep me focused on what was going on.
It's funny because initially I wasn't sold on this. I would say like the first 20 minutes I was pretty indifferent, because obviously our protagonist is not a likable man for several reasons. But I think this film, which obviously is, as we've said, based on the Raincoat Killer, but is a semi-fictionalized version of events. But our protagonist is, I think he's our proxy. So it was difficult for me to get on board with that because he's such an unlikable figure. But then it got to about half an hour, 40 minutes in, and I was locked in. Unlike you. I sort of, if I drifted at all, it was at the beginning. And then as it sort of progressed, I was like, yeah, all right, I'm sold. Okay. And ultimately, I think this film works best if you view it as a bit of a character development piece on behalf of the protagonist. I
was quite excited by his character introduction, actually, because that was a point where expectations were still through the roof. I was like, someone's going to get kicked in the head in this, and I know it. And I thought it was an interesting choice to go that way with it. A brothel owner.
Just call him a pimp. He's a pimp.
He's a PIMP. And to have him sort of develop throughout the movie, maybe I feel like it took sort of leaps, a couple of like big leaps in character rather than a slow progression. It kind of felt to me a little bit, but
I can see that, but I think it sort of had to, because it was taking place over the span of 72 hours.
Was it that long? I was thinking it was like 24 hours.
No, it got dark and then light again at least twice.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I liked the idea of that character, but I didn't fully love how it ended up. How how he got to where he was going, basically. It was interesting to make him an ex-police officer as well. I think it sounds like after watching a couple of episodes of that documentary we saw earlier, that they were sort of maybe merging a few real life people into one.
Yeah.
Because you had the informants that were often pimps.
Well, it sounds like there was a lot of collusion between the pimps and the brothel owners, and that they were often employed, well, unofficially employed as informants, amongst other things.
That paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, big corruption time at that point, apparently.
I think it's funny that the interesting structure is something you didn't like because it didn't necessarily meet your expectations, but subverted them. And I view that as such a positive because I was kind of anticipating way more of a cat and mouse thing.
Me too.
And that's not really what we got at all. No. But I was quite pleased with that. I wonder why, because it didn't meet your expectations, then that it fell flat. I feel there's got to be more to it.
I honestly, I think it's a few things. I think it's just procedural, it's not really my thing.
But I don't really consider this to be like a police procedural.
It felt very basic to me. Like we've just got to solve this crime now. And I guess that's what the thing is. But
kind of.
Like any tension or mystery was removed because there was, as far as I was concerned, for a large chunk of the movie, no one was any longer in peril. I guess any potential future victims. But, you know, when the guy's in custody, just like, what's the movie then? What are we doing? And I think that was part of it. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my cup of tea, I'm afraid. I thought it was fine. I don't think it was a bad movie. It wasn't quite my thing. I was just expecting a bit more contextually. Maybe there was a bunch of stuff I missed. Maybe in the context and the subtext. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't aware of that economic time in South Korea at that point. So I might have liked it a bit more if it would have had something in there for me to go, oh, it's also bleak. They also live in a bleak time, and that's probably relevant, isn't it, to this movie?
I guess so.
Rather than let's just watch a bloke in sandals eat some noodles and then go to the wrong house. And he'll do that a few times probably until he goes to the right house.
You're talking about Meathead.
Who is Meathead?
The idiot sort of sidekick.
Yeah, probably am talking about him.
Did it affect you emotionally on any level?
No. No.
Not at all.
No, I don't think so.
Because this is kind of largely considered to be really shocking and really affecting.
Right.
But you didn't get any of that.
I didn't find it to be shocking, no.
Okay. You didn't think seeing a severed head in a fish tank was shocking?
I don't remember that. Was there a severed head in a fish tank?
There was, yeah.
Where was I?
Probably napping, I don't know.
Probably. I did fall asleep a couple of times in this movie.
Oh, no.
And I thought about sort of rewatching it again, giving it a fair shake, but then I'd have to watch it again. But maybe if I'd have known about the head in the tank,
that would have changed everything.
Maybe. Yeah. Listen, this made me sound like a psychopath. It's obviously shocking. There's a head in a tank. But I didn't find it very shocking.
He's killing people with a hammer and
it's brutal.
A chisel.
The bit when the kid came out with all the scars across his head, like there was some very unpleasant imagery.
Yeah.
Shocking, I don't know. That's a bit much for me.
Really?
But it was very unpleasant, yeah. See,
I've seen it all at this point and I still find it a little bit shocking.
That's interesting.
But then, so maybe it's to do with, here she is, bringing it all back to gender roles. That was so predictable. But maybe there is something in that because obviously our protagonist doesn't even really acknowledge women as people.
No.
At the beginning of the film, which is why I quite liked his character progression, because he sort of starts to see them as more valuable as time goes on.
Oh, women are humans.
Yeah. Oh my, she's a mother as well.
That person has a life, a human life. And I couldn't relate to it until now.
Yeah. I know. Like it's a stretch, but I did quite like
it's a
that.
story. Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, like when his girls are going missing, he's more bothered. He's angry about it because he thinks that he doesn't fear for their safety. He thinks they've been stolen from him.
Yeah, he thinks it's going to cost him money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the worst case scenario for him is that they've been stolen and sold and
Yeah.
trafficked. Not that they might be dead, which is in itself pretty horrifying. And I think speaks to how a lot of people view sex work and the people who do it. And obviously we touched on this in Monster again. But I think this is another really good example of why it should be legalized and protected.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You can police it and, you know, get cameras on people like using the services and stuff like that. And I don't know, checks and whatever. I don't know. Let's not talk logistics about it. But obviously it's going to be...
Or even just have premises where you can have security.
Yeah, let's just control this thing. It's going to happen anyway. Like, don't worry about it. Who cares?
Yeah. Obviously the problem then becomes, well, who's making the money off it? Because when does the government get involved and start to see it as a lucrative thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're not here to discuss the merits of sex work.
No.
I don't know. I think it's something we've seen before because they are vulnerable people in society, just by the very nature of their job. And it is heartbreaking to see in this movie. Like, I don't know her name again. Is it like Mi Jin or something?
Yes, Mi Jin.
Mi Jin. Sent out with a cold, by the way, as if she's not having a bad enough night. And then you can see like the cogs turning and the red flags start to pop up and her starting to panic quietly. And then when she goes for the bathroom window and it's bricked up, my heart sank.
Yeah. You
didn't get any sort of emotional resonance from that?
Look,
like,
you're doing a great job at trying to find something here. And actually...
Feel something, Dan.
No, you're right. I had forgotten about that scene. And you're right. Just seeing the brick wall up against the window it did sort of just make me... I sort of knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So it wasn't shocking in that, oh my God, is she going to make it? But it was definitely a sense of dread there.
Yeah.
Like I sort of knew she wasn't going to get out of that situation. And
in the dirtiest bathroom since the first Saw movie.
Yeah. She sees some evidence of a violent crime in the shower as well. And it's like, it does sort of build that dread nicely in that scene. Definitely. And then there's the actual kill scene is quite long, apparently, is it?
It's horrifying, yeah.
Okay.
Well, because he keeps trying to use the hammer and the chisel, but she keeps moving and wriggling. And so it's quite laboured and, yeah, it was a tough watch, I found.
Right, okay. I don't remember it going on for that long. Maybe it was so shocking that I just disassociated from it.
Yeah, you had a trauma response.
I'm the
and
kid
napped
under the table in Nope. Yeah. Stephen Yeun. I'm going to start a ranch with a space vehicle, space squid, and I'm going to get a hat.
Yeah.
Anyway, no spoilers for that movie.
Some spoilers for that movie. But we covered it. Go listen to that.
Yeah. I don't remember that scene being as long as it was. I think we watched a recap video or something on YouTube that told us that was 4 minutes long, that scene. And I was like, was it? Maybe I did actually sort of check out a little bit. Yeah, this film's quite shocking, isn't it, actually? When you lay
in
the
hindsight,
evidence in front of me. I follow the breadcrumbs. And
it has its moments.
It is quite shocking, yeah. Was I jet lagged, maybe?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps,
that could be the excuse. For
yeah, let's go with that, shall we?
Being a soulless husk. Let's use that as an excuse.
4 months of living in a hotel room alone in a country where you don't speak the language.
Well, I did warn you that I maybe have gone a little bit Martin Sheen in that hotel room.
Yeah.
Staring at the fan, listening to the Doors naked and cutting myself.
Good Lord.
It got dark, all right?
Dark times.
It got dark, yeah. Maybe, look, I'm back now, so you can try and coax the feelings back out of me. And you're doing a good job.
Oh,
because I watched this movie and was like, yeah, it's not shocking. I didn't feel anything. And now you're like, all of these things should make you feel something, Dan. I'm like, Yeah, some of them did a little bit, actually. Maybe let's explore that.
You're just too good at suppressing it.
I'm too good at compartmentalising. But
Mm.
it's better that I admit it rather than just go, yeah,
I'm fine,
mate.
shut up.
I'm fine, shut up.
Did you have, were there any standout moments in this film?
Not really.
Nothing.
No, not really. These are the things that I'm struggling with. Because these are the things I like, why didn't I get on with it so well? And I'm trying to pinpoint things and like, well, what was the scene that was interesting to you? What was, like, unpack that? What does that scene mean to you? And I couldn't find any of those things. I couldn't find any. And I thought about it. And the best I could come up with was I liked it when he was slapping around the murderer a bit because it felt like it was more realistic.
Yeah.
You know, when you see fights in movies, people are punching and kicking each other in the head and they're going for ages.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of well-timed position cracks in the head that, you know, someone's probably going to go down. I was sort of talking like I'm an ultimate fighting person and I'm not that, despite the evidence before you. It was sort of felt quite realistic, like he was sort of slapping him around. It was almost slapstick to a point.
Well, that's something I wanted to talk about, actually, because this film does have something of an uneven tone, which even I struggled with. I don't necessarily find it super appropriate that it was about something this dark, and yet there was a fair bit of, as you said, almost slapstick style humour. I wouldn't even call it dark humour. It was just oddly placed. Like, I think the first time was when the killer's just sat there eating sweets and the pimp's just trying to slap him, as you say, just trying to take swipes at him. And I'm like, is this supposed to be funny?
Yeah, I think it definitely is meant to have
100%. Like
humour there.
The more the film wore on, the more I was like, oh, okay, the humour is intentional.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I didn't have a problem with the humour at all. Quite liked that there was another element to this.
Okay.
Where I felt like it was sort of lacking in other areas for me. So it was quite nice to have that extra thing. I didn't find it to be like laugh out loud funny. Mm-hmm. And I sort of more...
That's a good thing.
Yeah. I was sort of more like, I thought that the fighting scenes were interesting because they felt, they were funny and they were silly, but also just a bit more realistic than people just sitting there kicking 7 bells of shit out of each other and taking it.
And then just getting back up.
Yeah. And it was just like, no, a couple of hits and he's down and you've got him. You've got your man. But then also, like, it's not very exciting, is it? It was interesting. It was an interesting choice. I was like, where's the Foley? Like, where's the Arnold Schwarzenegger? And, you know, the Indiana Jones punching sound. Where's all that stuff? It's not here, is it? No. I think that's wrong.
But that's one of the reasons I like Korean cinema and a lot of foreign cinema in general. It's just more realistic and more interesting.
Yeah.
The stories are a little bit more off the beaten path generally. Or the ones that get exported to us anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. It felt too grounded in a lot of ways for me. Like, I go back to 7, like, it's always raining in that city. It doesn't really feel like a real place. It just feels like a really gnarly place. It feels like a dream-like, just like dark other world sort of thing. Whereas this takes place in the real world, I guess, to a degree, and just didn't really find that interesting.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we've talked about that extensively on this podcast, that you prefer escapism. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
It probably is a bit of that in there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's too real.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you like the humour. So do you think Snowtown would have been more up your alley if they'd included a few jokes?
Yeah, I did. That was one of my biggest notes from that movie, actually.
Missing slapstick.
More slapstick.
Yeah.
Where's the bit where they make it Jeffrey eat the world's hottest chili? You know?
Kezel, take notes.
He's listening. The news will reach him. Even if he's not listening, it will reach him.
Yeah. Your movie about the worst serial killers in Australia was too dark. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Let's get some levity in it.
Yeah.
All these I don't like all of these characters, actually. Some of these characters are bad people, and I don't think you should represent bad people on screen.
Yeah. Not a single joke.
Make them nice. Make them save a cat in scene 1. And then you're not sure if they're nice or not. Because they're like, oh, but he's murdered people, though. But yeah, but don't forget he saved that orange cat.
And he's using an iPhone. He's got to be good.
Yeah. And he gave a kid £1 million for some reason. And he built a water park in his garden.
Yeah. Tell you what, Koreans love a foot chase.
They do. So, well, I mean, it is called The Chaser.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a foot chase, I'd be sorely disappointed. But you're right.
If anything, there wasn't enough chasing in this to warrant a title like The Chaser.
There was enough chasing. There was quite a lot of foot chasing. Did they reuse the same footage a couple of times?
No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other films. Obviously, Midnight
is the
we've
one
name checked already.
Even like the setting.
Decision to Leave.
Was there a foot chase in that?
Well, yep.
Right, okay.
Yeah, they love a foot chase. But I wonder if that's in an attempt to keep it a bit more grounded, because it's not always going to be like two people on a motorbike going over, you know.
Hitting that sweet jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is just chasing people on foot.
Yeah, it is.
And slapping them a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I kind of like that. I'm on the other end of the spectrum to you.
Okay.
I like a bit of realism.
I think I much preferred Midnight to this movie.
Did you?
I think so. And maybe, I don't know if that sort of felt a bit otherworldly to me a little bit. I seem to, in my memory of it is it was quite stylized.
Yeah, it all took place at night as well.
Yeah.
So it was a bit more
cinematic, maybe.
Maybe a little bit more cinematic, yeah, I would say. And also, yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit sort of liminal space vibes, because, you know, when the streets are almost empty, it is kind of weird and creepy.
Full of neon, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is definitely a weird vibe that I think that movie taps into quite nicely. And lots of foot chases in that. And I think that was maybe substantially shorter as well. And that could have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like when you're telling a sort of story like that, I do think with this particular choice that they took with this story, I think they could have easily whipped out half an hour.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. For the story anyway.
But then you said you found the protagonist character progression too, like, abrupt.
I
bit
did.
Jarring. I'm putting words in your mouth, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, listen. You're doing the lawyer stuff at me now. Why are you doing this? Yeah, you're right about everything, actually. Everything you've ever said is right.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's definitely not true. Can I tell you something that I didn't particularly love about this film? And I don't know if this is even necessarily a fair criticism, because I do feel like when foreign movies are exported to these fair shores, we have to rely on subtitles. We have to rely on somebody else's translation. And something that did strike me about this is I didn't love a lot of the dialogue. I found some of the dialogue to be a little bit stilted and a little bit fake feeling. But then I don't know, again, if that's valid, because perhaps a lot of the literal translations are losing some of the nuance that we would have if it were in Korean.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really my only complaint.
Okay.
Is I did notice a few lines where I was like, oh, I don't love that. That's maybe a bit lazy, bit perfunctory dialogue.
Was it around the police, do you think? Or
some of it,
because a lot of it was the police, so that was my best guess.
Oh, how did you feel about that? Because we've seen kind of Korean police corruption on screen before, but I don't necessarily know if I realised how true to life it was until we started doing some research for this show.
Well, in terms of the sort of the corruption, taking a payday,
the corruption and the ineptitude, just the fact that
what does ineptitude mean?
That they're not very adept at their job.
They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a bit shit.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Same.
Yeah.
In all aspects of life.
Yeah.
No, but I hadn't realised, because some of it does come across as quite comical in this, and that's where a lot of the dark humour, I guess, is derived from, is the police not knowing how to fucking do their job. But it sounds quite a lot like that is true to life, or it was around that time period anyway.
Yeah, the ineptitude, maybe the willingness to turn a blind eye because you're being paid. This film did have a real sort of Keystone Cops feel about it. It was a bit sort of comical and look at these idiots.
Like, so bumbling that they could join police academy.
Yeah, I mean, I was just expecting Commandant Lassard to come out of a room holding a fish. Yeah, I sort of liked that side of it, but I didn't. It could have gone further with it, maybe. Like, if you're going to make the movie this long, then we could have fleshed that out a little bit, but it felt like a lot of the scenes were sort of repeated. They're sitting down and interrogating him. He's telling them more information. They're not sure if he's just mad or what. And then old mate's going out and knocking on another door and trying to get in somewhere else. And then that's repeated 3 or 4 times. So it's more economical than that, I think. I felt like I was just seeing the same thing over and over again to a certain degree, I think. Maybe we could have explored the police thing a bit more. I would have liked that side of it. And actually, I think going back to the documentary, we watched 2 out of the 3. I think there are 3 episodes on Netflix.
Yeah, it was like a mini-series.
But in the second episode, they introduced the police chief, who was a woman. And I thought maybe that would be an interesting angle to come at it from, because first woman on the force, lots of women in trouble. Like maybe that might have been a bit more of an interesting way to go about it, although I didn't
absolutely
hate the option that they went with. But I think maybe you could have done both.
I quite like that take, actually, because not only was it like Korea's first serial killer, but if you combine that with the first female police superintendent, was she?
Super person.
Yeah, she was super. But like 2 potentially like history making things, it would have been cool to combine them. You're right.
Yeah, and you're also getting more from the time frame, from the context and that sort of thing too. It could have been a bit more interesting, and I don't think you need to cut one or the other. In a movie that's 2 hours, I think you can have both.
Yeah.
And maybe restructure some of those scenes.
There were a lot of peripheral characters that didn't necessarily need as much screen time as they got. I'll agree with that.
Like Meatball.
Meathead.
I don't think he needed to be in it. Sure. Meat boy. Meat group.
Fruit group. I actually didn't have an issue with that character. It made sense for me that the protagonist would have like assistance.
Yeah.
So that didn't.
You can't do it all. It's a tough business being a pimp, Sarah.
Yeah.
You got to buy
spread pretty thin
pistachios, and you got to take women's money from them. It's hard work, Sarah.
And potentially go around and slap Johns a bit when they mistreat your girls.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good bit. That was his turning point, wasn't it?
Well, that was the very beginning.
I mean, that's the point in the movie where you're sort of going, oh, this character might be a bit different.
Yeah, maybe all is not lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the true turning point for that character is when he meets Mi-jin's daughter.
That was an interesting idea to do that, I think. But at that point, I'm thinking, okay, so is this kid then going to be like the Samuel Jackson character in Die Hard with a Vengeance? They're going to be doing like buddy cop things at each other and they're doing quips. They're going to, I didn't say drive around the park, I said drive through the park, and then they'd drive through a park.
Right. No, that didn't happen.
Solve a quiz with an elephant and a bottle of water. See, and I was expecting too much, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem there.
It's quite an understated film.
It's very understated.
Yeah.
And so, do you think that the inclusion then of that child character was worthy and gave it an extra dynamic?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that, because it was interesting to see that character, to see a different side of him. Like, he's certainly not a caretaker in any sense of the word, but he was so close to just leaving the house and abandoning the kid, but thought better of it. Because even the police just fucked off.
Yeah.
Didn't even think twice about leaving this kid alone in a house with a broken door. But it was up to the pimp to go back.
Yeah. I suppose there's quite a lot of commentary in that one scene, isn't there, really?
Absolutely.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, the police didn't really seem at all concerned with the victims. They just wanted their perpetrator.
Yeah.
So did the pimp see the humanity in the women more than the police did, maybe?
Well, I certainly think that's what that's the feeling that they're trying to give you in this movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's definitely not pro-pimp. I don't think we can go that far.
No.
Thankfully.
Yeah. It's not a 90s movie about a rapper.
No.
It's meant to be a comedy. But it is interesting that it's when the hero of a movie has got to be a pimp, like it's Dark Times, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the interesting angle that this movie is taking.
But again, it's something that I love about Korean films because they're not afraid to delve into the murky moral areas.
Yeah.
Which again, I think is something that it has thematically in common with I Saw the Devil.
Every Korean movie ever made.
It's nothing but grey areas.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Parasite, because that's all grey.
A bit green as well. There's some green grass on that cover. I remember that. Big square house. Big square
Good
house
movie.
with glass.
Good
movie. I liked it. Let's watch it again.
Okay. Sure. I have one more complaint. And it's not necessarily about the film itself, because I do think it's very well made. But I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit sick of seeing, and this kind of speaks to your point about maybe they should have explored the female detective story. I do kind of, I've run out of steam for films that are about women's pain, but that centre on men. I'm sort of sick of that. I'm kind of done with it. Which I guess, if we're talking revenge films, is why I sort of favour rape revenge films. Because at least then the women are sort of getting their own revenge rather than being a vehicle for a man's revenge.
Yeah.
And I sort of had some similar feelings about this because obviously we did focus a little bit on Mi-jin, but not enough. We didn't get a great deal from her perspective.
Us? Us? We didn't focus enough on Mi-jin.
The film didn't.
The film didn't. No,
Yeah.
The film definitely didn't. I was going to say, I thought you were saying that we didn't, and I was thinking, yeah, but the film didn't either. That's kind of what I'm saying.
The point that I'm making.
That's kind of the point that I made first, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Please continue.
You may have credit. Yeah, I don't know. Now that you've said that about the female police chief, I think that would have been way more interesting. Now you've said it.
I agree, because that's the point that I made. I agree with it. I agree with everything I've ever said. That's not true. I said some weird shit.
Not even in the last hour.
No. I don't even agree with that. Yeah, I try not to sort of, when we do this, I try not to think about a movie that I would rather have been watching. Try and focus on the movie that it is in front of us. But in this one, I couldn't help. Like when we watched that documentary today, and I was like, I was sort of pointing us like, yes, let's do that. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting, and we can still have the informant, and the informant goes to the police chief or whatever, and like you've got all the different sides, and you can lean into the conspiracy aspects a little bit more. But then maybe you're taking the focus off of the victims there, but they didn't really concentrate on the victims very much anyway. So
no, it's not really about that, and I don't. I don't know. When I said it's very male-centric, I don't know that I necessarily would have preferred it if it was more focused on the victims, because the suffering is sort of implied. That's enough. I don't necessarily mean I want to see what happened to the victims more than we did.
Yeah, of course. It's not a Saw movie. We did see that head in a fish tank, though.
Well, one of us saw a head in a fish tank.
Yeah.
You knew he was a bad guy because he was letting that dog starve.
Yeah. It's the opposite of that
Save
book.
the cat.
Yeah. Starve the dog.
Yeah. That's villain 101.
We knew he was the baddie. He let a dog go hungry, and he wasn't using an Apple product.
Yeah.
No iPhone.
That, and he was murdering women with a chisel. That was the other big thing that clued us in.
That was the other red flag I got.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I sort of nudged you and went, I think he's the bad guy.
At that point.
Let's keep an eye on this one. Yeah. What did you think of the villain in this, the way he was portrayed? Because it's like he was sort of a mastermind, but sort of an idiot as well.
Bumbling idiot. It
sort of was. If he felt like a bit.
Yeah.
There was not much thought that went into it, but then I don't know if that was maybe intentional, and I assume it was intentional and a criticism of him. Like, this person's obviously quite bright, but is doing this insane thing.
Well, I did think it was curious that basically the only somewhat attractive man in the entire movie was the killer. I wondered why they'd made that decision and whether that was just in an effort to be subversive. But then having watched that documentary, the police did sort of refer to the actual killer as like, oh, he's quite a good looking man.
Right.
He didn't necessarily stick out. And I don't know, I found that quite interesting because so often we're told that men go out and kill because they're insecure or unhappy or they've spent too long on incel forums and they've been rejected, or so it's quite interesting to see somebody that's conventionally attractive doing this sort of stuff. I thought that was an interesting take.
Okay. So he's quite hot is what you're saying?
That's what you took from that.
You fancied a murderer?
No,
right.
I didn't say that, did I? I don't know. I think that's potentially one of the reasons he was able to get away with it for as long as he did, because speaking personally, from what I have witnessed, I think women are more comfortable around men who are more physically attractive, maybe, and like a bit charming. Like if somebody looks weird, the notion is that they might be more scared, right?
If I was sitting on the tube as a man and Piers Morgan sits next to me,
you're going to move immediately.
Scared. Yeah. Why's the pigeon lady from?
I was just going to say, or turn around and go, "You were amazing in Home Alone 2."
Yeah. So yeah, if I'm a woman and Piers Morgan is sitting next to me, yeah, I'd be even more alarmed, I think.
But that's because you know who Piers Morgan is.
That's true. Yeah, there's obviously something in that someone that's more conventionally attractive, I guess, or traditionally more conventional looking.
But maybe it's the confidence that comes along with that makes them
seem like
more
they're
trustworthy.
More trustworthy.
Yeah.
Rather than maybe. But yeah, it was an interesting choice to make him. I didn't notice how hot he was actually. So
I didn't say that. Yeah, going back to the documentary very quickly again, it does seem like everything in this film was actually pretty damn accurate.
Okay.
Like the staging of it as well. I get the impression they filmed in the actual districts that the crimes took place in. I don't know about you, but the streets looked identical. They
did, but
I'm not saying
like
they
the
were.
Same streets to me that they were in Midnight. There was a lot of gradients and maybe that's obviously just part of that particular part of Seoul, I guess.
But I kind of appreciate that, and like, you know, the tiny winding steep streets and like the house with the locked gates, even the fish tank. There was no head in it in the documentary, but there was a fish tank.
Oh, the fish tank was based on real life.
Apparently,
real life
yeah.
Fish tank.
So I do wonder if it was filmed in the actual locations.
It was the real actual fish tank.
The same fish.
Yeah,
same fish,
yeah. Same little stones.
Yeah.
Same little door that says "Welcome home," but it's for fish.
Yeah. Same tiny, crude little pirate ship.
Yeah.
The fish can't even get in, and where would they sail to if they did?
Yeah. There's a little hole in it, and they find that frustrating because they can't get in the hole. They're always pecking at it because little bits of food get trapped in that little hole, in the hull of the ship.
Yeah.
They get annoyed by that. And maybe you get crab as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you introduce a hermit crab, and then it can swap shells with other shells. You introduced a whole new ecosystem into this fish tank. But don't put the head in it.
Would you rather have been watching Finding Nemo? Is that what you're saying?
I ain't seen Finding Nemo.
Ever?
No.
Oh, wow.
I haven't. Do you know why? Because I was 23 when it came out.
Fuck off. You're not better than the rest of us who've seen Finding Nemo.
No.
How dare you?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a bunch of that. Is it Pixar?
That was Pixar, I believe. Yeah.
I haven't seen Cars 2.
I've never seen Cars.
I haven't even seen Cars 3 or 1 either.
Why did you start with 2 then?
Because why not? Because the sequel is always better than the first movie.
So, where does this sit for you amongst the Korean films that we've seen together? Because Korean entertainment is sort of dominating lately. Squid Game just went astronomical. K-pop Demon Hunters has been an absolute pop cultural titan this year.
Is that a TV show?
I think
On
it is.
Netflix?
Or no, actually, it might be a film. It's an
Okay.
animated thing.
Right.
But that really took off. That went insane. I think it's aimed at kids, but don't correct. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but it's very popular. And I think basically a lot of these K-dramas are basically keeping Netflix afloat during the scant times.
Why are they called K-dramas?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Korean
Enlighten
dramas.
me. Oh, Korean dramas.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's just purely
It's
about
clever.
people on ketamine.
Yeah. It's just about vets. Every show is about a vet that gets addicted to K.
Yes.
That's some special K.
But they also live in Korea.
Yeah. They all think they're melting into their own legs.
Yeah. So, but Korean entertainment has kind of gone like stratospheric in the Western world. And we have seen, or I've introduced you to quite a lot of Korean films over the last few years. So where does this stack up? Obviously, you've said already, I Saw the Devil is presumably at the top. That's the peak for you.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's this, and I think I'm a Ghost in the Cupboard Now.
What?
Joint. What's that? I think I'm a ghost that lives in the cupboard now.
Are you talking about A Tale of Two Sisters?
Yeah. That's it.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry. Well, you named the movie. Forget I said all of that stuff.
Okay.
I think I sort of feel a similar way about that movie and this movie to me. Like,
curious because A Tale of Two
right.
Sisters has the same director as I Saw the Devil.
Oh, right. Okay. Sort of, yeah, it was okay. I sort of saw what they were going for. Bit boring though, wasn't it?
Hard disagree.
And I don't know what that says about me, but they're about the same, I think, for me. They're on level. So yeah, I Saw the Devil right at the top, and then they're sort of at the bottom. But they're still like.
What about like a Squid Game?
Squid Game's about in the middle.
In the middle,
it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever revisit Squid Games. It was fine and entertaining at the time while watching it. Definitely sort of took a dip towards the end, but and why do you put Kate Blanchett in it? Like, what are we doing?
Because David Fincher.
Right. Okay.
Don't.
Yeah, it's about in the middle. It's quite fun, but it's sort of disposable entertainment, I think, for me.
I think if it was season 1 in isolation, that would be near the top for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, don't get me wrong. But
The Wailing, as we know now, that you
good.
gave 4 stars to.
Yeah, The Wailing was pretty good. I think I would sooner watch that than The Chaser. But it's somewhere near the bottom. But it's not bad, it's still a good movie. I can see what people would get out of it.
Okay.
And objectively probably is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the director's first feature, and it was made for $2.5 million. So it's
I think that's a phenomenal achievement.
Yeah, you've got to recognise all of that stuff, give it its dues. But I suppose for me, it's sort of it's at the bottom of the Korean movies that I've watched, but that's not a bad thing. I don't think I've seen a bad one yet.
No.
Have I? But you're not going to show me a bad one, are you? Unless it's really bad.
You didn't love The Handmaiden.
Didn't I?
I think you enjoyed Bedeviled.
I don't remember that one.
Maybe you didn't enjoy it then.
No. That's the one that I was looking forward to, but I didn't get as much out of as I thought of. Was we're magic cowboys now, and
The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Yeah, that. I was really looking forward to watching that, and I was just sort of scratching my head for a lot of it, thinking, what?
I like
this
that
is
film.
Too much now. We've gone too far the other way.
It's bizarre. A silly comedy.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But again, not bad. Not a bad movie. So unfortunately, this is right at the bottom for me.
That's sad
and
unexpected.
It was a first time watch for you, and would you watch this again? Put it somewhere. Is this going in the pile?
No, I don't think I would buy it, because I think I don't know. I've seen a lot, all right, and I have immunized myself to shocking stuff to some degree, because I do seek out horror, I do seek out subversive, transgressive cinema. So it's rare that I'm shocked. But when you add the fact that it's a true story, it gives it so much more weight. So for that reason, I would be less likely to give it a second watch.
Right.
Whereas something like I Saw the Devil, Midnight, any of those films that I've likened it to, I would I've been much happier about reaching for any one of those because they're fiction.
Yeah.
So it just feels like a bit of an easier watch.
Yeah, that makes total sense. It's not real life. This is sort of a bit of a weird fantasy world that you can't really do these things, and it's a bit removed. Again, like probably part of the reason why I didn't love this movie is it felt a bit real, a bit grounded, sometimes a bit silly in places, but not in the sort of ways that I've come to expect and kind of admire about Korean cinema. So it lacked a lot of things that I find interesting about that particular way of filmmaking. It just felt a bit safe, really, in a lot of ways.
That's fair.
Yeah. But, you know, it's a real thing, so you've got to bear that in mind.
Yeah, I'm quite sad that we didn't like start with that one.
In hindsight, you would rather have started with this.
Not in terms of like this season. I mean, in terms of our Korean movie watching together, I do just wonder if it would have gone over better if it had been one of the first that you'd seen.
Perhaps.
Or maybe it would have put you off Korean stuff going forward. Who knows?
Also, perhaps that scenario, yeah.
Maybe if I'd been like, oh, I want to watch this film called I Saw the Devil. It's a little bit like The Chaser. You'd have been like, no.
Yeah. No, you're right. It probably would have gone the other way for me. I probably would have watched this and gone, well, look, if I want to watch fucking Bergerac, I can just put ITV on. Watch him solve a crime about wallpaper or something.
I think you might be the only person on the planet who's likened The Chaser to Bergerac. So let's leave it there, shall we?
All right.
We've peaked. We've got one more, though.
One more, Sarah. One more to go.
Next week. And this is me throwing you a bone.
Thank you for my bone. I'm very happy with my bone. I'm going to bury it in the garden here until next week.
Okay. But what is it?
I'm announcing?
Yes.
Because it's my bone?
Because it's your bone.
Okay. It's The Wolf of Wall Street.
There we go.
It's our second Marty Scorsese movie.
And it's our second Margot Robbie movie this season.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah.